After an impressive win at UFC London, Kamaru Usman has set his sights on Sean Brady for a number one contendership bout. Charles Oliveira has called out Makhachev for UFC 317. What next for our very own Leon Edwards? Cain Velasquez has unfortunately been sentenced to do 5 years in prison and much more. Sit back, relax. It's Combat Catch Up Live. Let's get into it. Yes, people, hope you're well. Welcome back to the show. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go into the description on YouTube, click the 2 links, subscribe to Luke's channel, subscribe to Jamie's channel as well. Luke, I was going to ask you how you're doing, but it's been a bit of a crazy day for us Liverpool fans, hasn't it?
Yep, it has been. But the worst kept secret is now out. And as they say in Espanol, adios, amigos. Adios.
Cringe Gov puts it perfectly. At this point, MMA is my happy place away from Liverpool. Hassan says it means more, and Zizi says big up,
not
Cal,
anymore,
big up
it
Luke as well. Say again, bro.
Not anymore, it doesn't.
Clearly not. You know, I know it's an MMA show, but we've not even really spoken today. How you feeling about it, man? What's your thoughts on it?
You know what?
Trent going to Real Madrid on a free.
It's the worst kept secret in football. I'm not surprised. I called it pretty much from the beginning of the season that he's off. Don't think that there was no way that the club. I don't think that there was any way that Trent was going to stay. I think he made up his mind. If the reports are true from Marca, he made up this mind before even Klopp announced he was leaving. So I don't think the club could have done much more to keep him. If the reports are true that they offered him to make him the highest paid Brit in the Premier League, if that's true, then I don't think the club could have done much more to convince him. The only thing that I'm annoyed about is that he's going for a free. That's the only thing that bugs me, and the way he's conducted himself. Because if you want to leave out the back door, leave out the back door. You shall, because he ain't kicking a ball again for the rest of the season. So I don't want him on Anfield. Don't want him on that parade. Don't want him on the bus. You can go off to Madrid now, because the only reason why this is announced now, in my opinion, is that he is now out for the season. And that's why it's come out now. Because if he was fit, I guarantee this does not come out.
Yeah, seems like it. Yeah, horrible situation. Let's see what the club does to react.
Yeah.
Speaking about reactions, though, Sean Brady, what a performance by him on Saturday night in London. He came over to England on 3 weeks' notice, change of opponent for Leon Edwards, but also no fight camp for Sean Brady. Gets in there against the number one ranked welterweight in the world, Leon Edwards, who just recently lost the belt to Bilal Muhammad. And he goes in there and absolutely dominates him. Wasn't even close in the end, and he made Leon look like a shadow of a man. Luke, your thoughts on the fight? Your thoughts on potential bout between Brady and Usman as well?
Well, I'll go on. I will mention the fight first. Leon got mauled. He got mauled. He looks a shadow of the guy that was chasing the belt.
I'm still here, by the way.
Yeah, Brady
playing up a little.
Yeah, Brady looked hungry. He looked like that. He wanted the opportunity. Look, like Brady's in a position where he's trying to get the belt. He's trying to get that opportunity to get that rematch with Bilal after Bilal took his undefeated streak. Like, for me, like, he showed a lot more desire, a lot more fight. Leon, like, what was the game plan, Leon? Like, yes, of course, you had a change of opponent in the last 3 weeks, but begs the question: what did you really like do in camp? really, because there was no work on the defensive wrestling. He even tried to shoot for a takedown, for fuck's sakes. Tried to shoot for a takedown against Sean Brady. And even Sean Brady said post-fight, "Oh, you fucked up. You fucked up," which is mental. And yeah, fully deserved for Leon Brady, for Sean Brady. With regards to Kamaru Usman's got a cheek to be asking for Sean Brady. For me, Sean Brady would beat you at the moment. Why don't you just fight Joaquin Buckley, get a win, and then we can talk about you fighting someone up the rankings? Because let's be honest, is Kamaru Usman got that much of a name clout that you're going to chuck him in a number one contenders bout already off the back of his long layoff? For me, no.
All right, I hear what you're saying, but I'll raise you. Big up to AJ Knows Ball.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman did the UFC a solid by taking a short notice fight against Hamza at a weight above on 10 days notice, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I think because of that and because of the amount of times Usman has put himself out there for the company, I think the company owe him one. And I think this is him cashing in his chip saying, look, I saved you guys when the pandemic was happening. Gilbert Burns pulled out and I took Masvidal on short notice. I was an active champion, never turned down any opponent. I took Hamzat fight that no one else would have taken on 10 days notice at a weight up, and I gave you a hell of a fight. I think he says, this is my favor back. And I think that's what he's saying. And plus, if you're actually looking at the division, apart from Ratmanov, who I believe should get the next title shot, there's only one other person. There's only one other person I think who should get a shot at Sean Brady, and it might come from a bit of a left field angle. Joaquin Buckley.
I was about to say, like, with regards to the title shot, who deserves it more? Brady, who's been the more active fighter out of the two recently, or are you giving it to Shavkat because he's been out for how long has he been out for?
His last fight was Ian Gary, wasn't it?
Over a year.
Apparently he'll be back by. I don't think it's over a year because remember Bilal beat Edwards in July and then was going to defend in like October or November.
Yeah, so it's been out for a few months.
No, December. It was December because remember Gary was meant to fight Buckley, but they pushed his fight forward a week. So it's
correct.
Ratmanov's been out since December, so not even that long. And apparently he'll be back and ready to fight from August onwards.
For me, personally, if I'm matchmaking, I'm making Sean Brady versus Shavkat, number one.
You reckon Shavkat should have to fight one more time? Because effectively the fight against Ian Gary was the number one contender bout. Yeah,
I know, but we always say the UFC is what you done for me lately.
Sure.
So the fresher thing in people's mind is not about Shavkat beating Ian Gary. It's Sean Brady coming to the home of the former champ and absolutely wiping the floor with him. That's the last thing that's sticking in people's memories. And I think for me, they should fight it out, and Usman should fight Buckley, like was the rumored like matchup between the two. I think Buckley and Usman were going back and forward. Buckley on X, Usman on the podcast. For me, that just makes more sense. I don't. Does Usman beat Brady? No, not for me. Not this current version of Brady and this current version of Usman.
I don't know. Don't sleep on Usman, bro.
Unless Usman's got replacement knees that we don't know about, then I think Brady's a younger guy. He's hungry. He's got more to prove. Kamaru's got nothing more to prove at 170. Got nothing more to prove. And I think the age is going to prove a big factor and the mileage on the clock.
I hear it. Sony says, what did I miss? What did Cal jinx this time? Nothing. I ain't jinxed anything. Leave me alone, Sony, bro. Look, I like your idea. The only thing I have an issue with is potentially Shavkat having to fight another number one contenders bout. I get what you're saying. Is what have you done for me lately?
Because technically, Sean Brady's ranked number one now.
I was going to say Brady is actually ranked ahead of him. It's a tough one, man. It is a tough one. This is why again I'm shocked they made Della Maddalena the title fight again. It's just a weird situation.
I think before the rankings sort of shifted the way it did, I think Leon was still number one, so you're not going to run back Leon versus Bilal based on
Yeah.
the dominance of Bilal.
Yeah.
Shavkat was injured. You couldn't give
Usman,
it to Kamaru,
no.
and then Jack was next.
But did you have to make it? Did you have to make the title fight now?
No, but
Maybe Bilal wanted to fight, but
Bilal probably wanted the fight, and they probably looked at who was available because I think Ian Gary came out and he said that he wanted to have the
he
shot.
can't get a fight off the
Bilal,
back
and I was
of
like,
him.
"Come on, Ian, man! Like you
Yeah,
lost your
you
last
can't
fight,
get
man.
that. Off the
Come
back of a loss, he can't. Maybe you're right. Maybe Della had to get, I suppose.
based on that like list, but now Brady's ranked 1, Shavkat's ranked 2, Leon's ranked 3, Kamara's ranked 4, and then Jack's been knocked down to 5, Buckley 6, Gary.
Leon and Kamaru can't get the title shot yet. Well, Leon might never get another title shot.
Leon needs to go back to the drawing board. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Kamaru is one fight away from a title shot. Maybe do then. Maybe then you do Brady versus Usman, because if Brady does beat Usman, that's a massive name on his record, and I think he's completely undeniable.
Massive names because you've got the former champ. I did see a very interesting like stat. So the last 3 former welterweight champions, when they've lost the belt and when they've fought the first time after losing the belt, they've all lost.
Yeah. Tyron Woodley lost the belt and then lost after that to Gilbert Burns, I believe it was. Was it Gilbert Burns actually? Might not be. Yeah, I think it might have been Gilbert. No, it wasn't Colby. I don't think Colby was his next fight. Or was it? One of the two. Then it was obviously Kamara, and then lost his rematch to Edwards, and then Edwards lost to Brady at the weekend. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
I'm just going to find out the Tyron one quickly after he lost to Kamara.
Say again, sorry.
You were right. He lost to Burns. So after he lost to Usman, he went on another 3-fight losing streak and then got cut.
Yeah, it was Burns, Colby, and Vicente Luque lost, right?
Yes, they were. Yeah.
I'm scared Leon's going to go down that route. Usman is on that route at the moment. If we're going to be honest, he's lost 2.
Usman's lost in his last 3.
Yeah, he's lost his last 2 after losing the belt. So crazy world. We will see what happens. Let us know in the comments, guys, who you think Sean Brady should fight next, or should he just wait it out for the next title shot? On to Leon Edwards. This one hurt me at the weekend, man. Really hurt me. I'm not going to sit here and say Edwards has ever been the most exciting person in or outside the octagon, but I'm a fan of this story. I'm a fan of how he won the belt. He won it on merit. He wasn't handed anything. Got one of the most clutch moments in the cage with that head kick knockout, and then, in my opinion, the best post-match interview of all time, which was just pent up frustration that just he unloaded, and just emotional, and showed the real side of a fighter, in my opinion. Then he has the rematch, the homecoming, and does brilliant, puts on a really good fight against Usman, and gets a dominant win. And you're thinking to yourself, right, he's got Colby coming to next. Colby doesn't deserve this title shot, and it's a tough fight for Leon. Leon comes through that absolutely easily and fine. And then you're thinking, right, Leon's just dealt with Colby, he's dealt with Usman. The rest of the division's kind of easy pickings for him. Goes in there, gets ragdolled by Bilal, loses that fight, but makes it competitive towards the end. Yeah,
like with the Bilal one.
Yeah,
he had the excuses. You're thinking, okay, if
let's see how you come back.
Performance is better, then we'll be like, okay, Leon, we sort of believe you. But
yeah,
like I'll just go through one of the comment from Kamara about Leon's loss. Right?
Go for it.
When you become the champ by some form of magic, you start feeling I'm the best, but you still have holes in your game. If you don't take time to clean it up, you won't stay there very long. You saw it with Sean Strickland.
Damn. Here's the thing. I don't think Edwards has got many holes in his game physically. but there's something not right with him up there. Yeah,
Mental.
yeah. And you know, when if you actually go back and look at his career, you saw that in the Nate Diaz fight, he's cruising that fight and then gets clipped towards the end, and you're thinking,
Supposedly
what did
fifth
you do?
round, where
Yeah,
he
did you lose concentration, and what were you doing? The Usman fight, he looks mentally broken. His cornerman gives him the speech of a lifetime, and he goes and pulls off a miracle victory. Then he looks like he's mentally strong in the rematch against Kamaru. And then the Colby situation looks even more mentally strong, given what Colby said about his dad in the press conference and the lead up, etc. But from the Bilal fight, he just looked resigned to losing on Saturday.
Yeah, which like I don't know like what's gone on in camp or not. The camp was good, the cut was good. Like we don't like the cut and weight. We're not privy to that information. I do feel like he has gone stale where he currently is. Like before he got the belt, I think he went out to train in other gyms. He went to train with Khabib Islam at AKA, and I feel like he needs to go and do that again. I
You
feel
took
like
the words out of my mouth,
I'm not
Luke.
I'm not saying sack his team completely because you're not going to sack your team,
Yeah,
but go around different places around the world, around a bit around the world, hone some of those skills that are missing or have got holes in. But I don't know whether or not he got so comfortable because he won the belt in the UK. He won it from Birmingham. I don't know whether or not he wants to leave from that because he doesn't want to do what Bisping did by going elsewhere, by relocating out to America to sort of follow that dream. But Leon, you've already done it. You've already become a champion from being in the UK. If you want to be the champion again, you need to put aside your ego about probably not wanting to go elsewhere. Go to the Tiger Muay. Go to Tiger Muay Thai. Go back to AKA. Go even go and train with Tom. Like go up to Tom's gym in
yeah.
Manchester, or go to London to train with MVP.
Tom Gym's not going to work because it's all heavyweights there.
Mm. But go elsewhere to freshen up your game because, like, I don't want to see him for a while because he really needs to think about what he wants to do. And if he's not mentally all there, then retire. And that's being deadly serious. If he's mentally not all there, then retire.
Luke,
Because I don't want to see you being in there. Otherwise,
everything you've just said is everything I wanted to say. You stole my whole flow, word for word, bar for bar, bro. But no, all jokes aside, I'm with you. I absolutely don't want him to leave his gym, and I do not want him to sack or any of his coaching staff or his team. But he definitely needs to get out of his comfort zone. And again, this is pure speculation. I have no inside knowledge here. To me, it seems as though he is the man at the gym and he's easily the best fighter in the gym. So he's not being pushed to the limit where he feels uncomfortable. Everything in that gym, I feel as though he can deal with as a fighter. So that when he's getting in front of these other fighters who aren't the people in the gym, who aren't going to respect you, who aren't like a level or two below you, he's becoming unstuck. Leon's takedown defense is some of the best we saw before he fought Bilal. His striking is some of the best we saw before he fought Bilal. Like his IQ was some of the best we saw before he fought Bilal. You see how he fights now, and you look back at the Nate Diaz fight. He was so aggressive in that fight. So aggressive. Even the first Bilal fight, so aggressive. So aggressive. And then
do you think he fell in love with the fact that he pulled out the rabbit from the hat with the leg
shall
kick?
I tell you how similar this feels to Tyron Woodley's situation? What did Tyron Woodley do? Relied on this, the overhand right.
Yeah.
And what did he do? It won him a world title against Robbie Lawler, and then it made him win against Darren Till.
We've said that with many fighters. Like, look at McGregor.
Yeah,
The left hand. The left hand's the dynamite. Once you get through that, you can sort of get through him. But I think with Leon, he needs to get out of his comfort zone. Send Ballers FC, send him to Dagestan for 2-3 years and forget. Yeah, possibly. It was interesting because I don't think his main coach was in the coaching corner.
Who, Dave Lavelle?
No, I don't think so.
I think he was. I just don't think he was saying much.
Yeah, which is odd. And like, I'm not a big fan when your coach needs to scream at you to get instructions to your head. That should be reserved for like emergencies only. And like in the second Usman fight and in the Bilal fight, the coach is screaming at him to
Yeah.
get the message through, and Leon's like this.
Yeah, I think he told him to F off in the Bilal fight.
Yeah, I'm like, how? I'm like, Leon, yeah, how fucking dare you, yeah, effing off to
Yeah.
your coach when you're putting in that fucking shite of a performance. I don't give a fuck if you're injured, when not you don't
Yeah.
like the fact that you fought at 6 a.m. or 6 a.m. or that. You've got fucking shit to do. You got the fans that
Yeah.
want to see you defend your belt, and you're telling your coach to fuck off. And then
Yeah,
you
it's
put
great.
out a performance like that. I hope they ripped into him in the gym. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're probably right, Cal. He's probably the best fighter in the gym. I was about to now I got what I was going to say. Look at the other gyms. Look at what's the gym in Miami?
ATT.
Is that the one where Burns, Usman,
No, that's
Shavkat?
killed.
Yeah, like look at that gym. They've got contenders in their own division, and they're training with them.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron,
Yeah, I hear that.
and there's no iron sharpening over there because Leon's the top dog.
Yeah, I hear it. I have a little proposition though. Leon takes the rest of the year off.
Yeah,
UFC usually come back to London next year, March.
yeah.
MVP.
Aren't they good friends?
No.
I don't know. It depends if MVP still wants to drop down to 170. I think he might be staying up, but
All right,
one eight.
let's say they come over to Manchester. In an ideal world, you do that in London, but in Manchester, they usually go Manchester. What? Probably like what? October time, September,
Yeah.
October.
If you say Ian Gary, it's not going to happen because I don't know. Was it DC or Chael said, oh, we should make it Ian Gary, but Ian Gary's adamant that he wants to fight in Ireland, so he ain't fighting in the UK until he
Which
fights
is
for
fair.
Ireland.
That's why I'm saying MVP then. All English affair.
I say JDM or give him a striker. JDM.
MVP's a striker who's just going to get. MVP's not going to shoot for a takedown at all.
I said Wonder Boy. I said Wonder Boy on my video.
Wonderboy's a shout.
I said, let's see what Wonder Boy's at.
That's a shout.
Or maybe do we finish the story? Do we get Jorge Masvidal? Masvidal wants to come back. Are we going to finish this story through Mr. 3-piece and a soda? And we're looking for a fight to reignite the fire.
And
Surely
Masvidal's returning.
Surely you can't do better than that if you're looking to reignite Leon's, fire and passion and desire. Because I do feel like that's missing from him. And if he doesn't want to be there, if he doesn't want to be there, retire.
I agree.
And that's from a place of love for Leon.
Yeah, 100% agree. People, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Let us know who you'd like to see Leon Edwards fight next. And make sure you click the link in the description. Subscribe to Luke's channel. Subscribe to Jamie's channel as well. Right. Charles Oliveira has called out Islam Makhachev and has basically demanded a rematch between the two for UFC 317. If I'm not mistaken, 317 will be an international fight week. And currently there is no fights announced for that card. Now, the last time Oliveira fought Islam Makhachev, he lost. Then after that, he fought Sarukian and lost that. But then he now, in his last fight, beat Michael Chandler. Do you think Oliveira has done enough to get the next title shot, Islam Makhachev? Or do we say he was meant to get the title shot, lost a narrow decision to Arman Sarukian, has won since then? Sarukian's not getting a title shot next. Is it by default, Charles? Especially if Toporia's not getting a title shot either.
Yeah, I do think, because I've got the rankings open, as you do. Sarukian's one, ain't gonna get it. Charles got
Okay.
Gaethje. Got Gaethje.
Gaethje could.
Turn around possibly. You got Max. Max is ranked number 4.
Max ain't getting it.
The
Is
Max,
Max
we don't
ranked
know.
number 4?
Max is number 4 at lightweight.
I still don't get how Gaethje's above Max.
Mm.
Like, I genuinely don't understand it.
Rankings, LOL. But that's what I'm going to say. Rankings, LOL. For me personally, I don't think it's going to be Charles. I just think that they're setting it up for him versus Ilya.
As in Charles versus Ilya.
Because the beef is building. You know, the beef is building. Literally, quote from Charles. Ilya reacts to Poirier's disrespectful comments about him. But I've been in the UFC for 15 years and never spoken poorly about anyone. I think Poirier was disrespectful with what he said. I just want to remind everyone that the toughest division is lightweight. I've been here for years, so I have something to say. I know the firepower I have. I think Poirier needs to get into the division more calmly, more slowly, because there are a lot of tough guys who deserve respect. So that's already, bubbling.
All right.
Slowly.
So is it as easy as this then? International Fight Week. Islam Makhachev versus Justin Gaethje, Poirier versus Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, I think so. However,
shout out to Benjamin Whittle. It is. Yeah, you're free. You're free here. There's shelter here, bro. There's shelter here.
There's shelter here, mate. There's shelter here. But then you got to think, what's going on with Arman Sarukian?
Nothing at the moment.
Because I think I saw a post saying that he's got news coming soon. So where does he fit in with the occasion? Is he Dustin's retirement fight?
Shout out to Ballers FC. Reckons could do Arman versus Max. I think Max is fighting Poirier in Poirier's last fight.
What, for the BMF run that trilogy? Even though
I think so.
Dustin's 2-0 and probably will beat Max.
Yeah, because I don't see who else Dustin's gonna fight. He's not gonna fight Gaethje. He's not gonna get a title shot. I don't think he fights Oliveira. I think he knows if he fights Max, Max isn't going to try and take him down. I think he wants a stand-up war.
Well, if he wants a stand-up war, for me personally, if this is Dustin's retirement fight, then let someone take a bit of shine from the name, and maybe give it to Ilya, because Ilya changed his name.
Go on.
So his nickname is not El Matador; it is La Leyenda, which is basically the legend in Spanish. Now his nickname is Ilya La Leyenda de Poirier. So for me personally, like, if Islam is so adamant that Ilya needs to fight a 55er to sort of establish himself, why not give him one of the most why not give him one of the best ever lightweights to never fully win the belt? Makes sense for me. It's a nasty way to go out, but business is business.
I don't think they'll do that fight. I think Dustin Poirier wants a big fight, but also against someone who's also a legend of the sport, and that's Max. Plus a fight that he believes is winnable as well. That's Max, because he's beaten him twice.
Oh yeah, Dustin did say legends only.
Legends only. I think it's Max and Poirier. As you said, Sarukian's the odd man out.
Sits out. Or do you think Islam just sits out and waits to see what happens?
Islam wants to stay busy. He says he wants to fight again. So remember, his last fight, he barely was in the cage for any time. He just had Ramadan, so he's not been training. I think he'll be back to training. I think he'll be ready for International Fight Week. Jones and Aspinall is going to be made for then, so that leaves a spot open. For me, it's got to be, and the way to build Ilya versus Islam is put them both on the same card, hope they both win. If Islam and Poirier both win, then that's your fight. Not to mention, obviously, Paddy's fighting soon. So, I mean, if Paddy wins against Chandler, you could do Paddy versus Sarukian soon. Especially if Paddy comes out without any injuries or anything.
Yeah, Paddy still wants to fight Ilya without the belt, though. That's the thing.
I mean, you could even
Islam's an active champion. He's going to fight Charles at International Fight Week. I'd love to see the rematch. I think Islam beats Charles.
Yes, I do. I love Charles Oliveira. I'd want
I
Charles
love
to
him as well.
win that, but I love Islam Makhachev as well.
Yeah. Islam's growing on me. He's growing on me.
Yeah, Islam's my. I'm not gonna lie. Islam's my guy, man.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd be like drawn to him.
Islam
Like,
guy.
but it's not just that he fights. He's so good at fighting. He always chases the
He's
finish.
good on the mic as well, considering
He's
English
sick
is not
on
his
the
first
mic.
language.
He's so funny.
like,
Like, he's
brother,
a funny guy. He's actually hilarious. When you watch some of his interviews and stuff, he's actually hilarious. So even stuff like that, I just think he's a brilliant champion, and I think he carries the belt with prestige and honor. And yeah, he's brilliant, man. Could be the most complete fighter. Shout out to Ballers, not just the most complete fighter at lightweight. There's an argument to say he's the most complete fighter in the world.
Oh yeah, at the moment, yes. So what we're saying? So we're saying Islam versus Charles.
No, I'm saying Islam versus Gaethje.
So Islam versus Gaethje. You got Charles versus Ilya.
Yeah.
You got Sarukian versus.
No one yet.
I'm going to go Sarukian versus Gamrot.
Seen that already. I don't think they do that again.
Or
it was
check
a sick
to see where
fight,
Dan
though.
Hook is at.
Say that again.
Check to see where Dan Hooker's hand is at.
Well, they've just taken the stitches out of his hand.
Mm.
So Dan's a little way away as well.
It's a risk.
Ryan says, what day is Trent versus Tom Little scheduled for? With the anger that Tom Little has at the moment, I'll put my money on Tom at the moment.
Yeah. The traitor in that team. Sorry.
Yeah, I think International Fight Week, Oliveira versus Sarukian co-main event. And then, in fact, that probably wouldn't even be co-main event because you'd probably have another title on the line for International Fight Week. And then
who would you headline International Fight Week?
Islam versus Gaethje.
Okay.
Two big names. Both men will
one of the
fight.
Women. Yeah, Antonio Hooker's hand looks horrible.
Yeah, I hate to say this. They need to figure out what they're doing with the women's divisions. You had Shevchenko and Weili right there. That should have been co-main for International Fight Week. You had that right there, and you haven't done it. There's no one for Weili to fight at the moment, and she's only fighting once a year at the moment as well, which is a waste of her talent. At 35, I forgot about Pena and Harrison, to be honest. You could do Pena Harrison.
Oh, God. No, I heard that was later during the year.
So that's not going to happen.
I think one of them's injured. I'd have a Weili super fight on there.
Yeah, but they're not doing that because it's going to be Valentina versus Fiorot.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. No, Valentina Fiorot's in Canada. Is it Canada?
Yeah. On the same fight as Della and...
Yeah.
So I'm saying they've completely screwed the women's divisions because there's no one there for Weili to fight. There's no one... Well, you've got to wait for the flyweight fight. And then at 35... Realistically, 35, that should have happened by now. So then you could have actually built to Amanda Nunes coming back for International Fight Week.
Can we just sign like an elite 115 fighter from one of the other organizations like we seem to be doing in men's divisions?
If you can find one,
going for a debut title shot, because why the hell not?
If you can find one, the problem is she is probably going to get washed by Weili because Weili is that good.
Misha Tate, effort. Misha, can you drop down to 115?
I don't think Misha wants that smoke, bro. Love Misha. She don't want that smoke. I don't think Imran would want to watch that either. That'd be horrible for him to watch. So time will tell, man. Time will tell. Moving on. Before we speak about Ursig and Moreno, I'm going to have a little segment of this. And shout out to you, Luke, for reminding me and just putting a bit of emphasis on it as well. Yeah. The Cain Velasquez situation, man. Obviously, I think everyone knows the backstory now. He was sentenced yesterday, and the judge was extremely lenient, and rightly so, in my opinion. And he's been sentenced to 5 years, and that's inclusive of the time he's already served. So he's not going to serve too much time. Obviously, any day away from his family, in my opinion, which shouldn't be happening, is an injustice, in my opinion. The judge
Facts.
had to do what they had to do. Again, bro, obviously there's no secret. I've got 3 kids and all that. Even if you haven't got kids, you can obviously sympathize with Cain Velasquez. But bro, I'll be real with you, man. Cain's handled this with such grace and dignity, because I don't think I would be able to. And bro, just the thought of someone even pushing my son or one of my sons or my daughter, but sends my head into a spiral, let alone what he had to hear happen to his children or his child. Sorry, my heart goes out to that man, and he's a legend amongst legends. He's a man amongst men, and I just pray he gets to serve his time quickly and gets to be back with his family and gets to live out a fantastic life, and that his family who have gone through this ordeal as well, let's not forget about them.
Yeah.
They get the help and support they need. And I look forward to that day where he's out of prison and they're all reunited, and they'll never put this behind them, but they can get on with their lives, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, facts.
Bro, I've almost got into fist fights with dads at football who will tell their sons to foul and stuff like that, let alone do something like that. Cain, in my opinion, he done what most people would do, and I can't even. I'm not in the. I admire that man. I admire what he did, because I'd have probably done the same or even worse.
Yeah, obviously I don't have kids. I have nieces and nephews, and if anything happened to them, then I'd be the exact same as any other person. What did the guy get?
The guy who's been accused,
Yeah.
his trial's in June. His trial starts the 2nd of June.
Okay, so well, better not lock him up in the same prison as Cain, because
Or maybe they should.
just let bygones be bygones. But
Maybe
yeah,
they should.
I think absolutely disgusting of what's happened. The fact that he's even serving any jail time is a disgrace, in my personal opinion. I don't think he should be serving jail time, and I hope he serves it as quick as he can, and I hope that he gets out of there unscathed and he can spend the rest of his days with his children and with his family. And I hope his family get the support that's needed, because I think it's an absolute disgrace.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Horrible story to even speak about. Horrible situation. As I said, shouldn't hopefully be inside too long, and I hope him and his family can make this all make it through this situation and come out on the other side, man. And the scumbag who did what he did. In fact, let me not say anything. Don't want to get this channel demonetized for a second time. But yeah, I think everyone knows my thoughts on that, and Luke's as well. So we'll move on. Coming up this weekend is a massive fight at 125. Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg in the main event of a UFC Fight Night.
Mexico.
Massive fight. How big do you think this is for the division? And do you think this will have a bearing on who gets the next title shot as well?
Doing a hot take?
Go for it. Always.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't.
Do you think Manel Cap's nailed on?
Him or Kai France? Because I think Kai France is the next title shot.
That's a point.
For me, no, because if Brandon Moreno wins, he's not going to get a next title shot. Like, if any of these guys win, they're not going to get the next title shot. They've both fought Pantoja and lost.
Yeah.
Like, Moreno's lost to him twice. Erceg's lost to him once. Even though the Erceg one, you could argue that he beat Pantoja. Yeah. So you could probably make a an argument that should Ursa get a dominant win, then we could possibly see him versus Pantoja. But at the moment, Pantoja's on a different level at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, they are getting guys in from other companies to come in to try and beat this guy. Like, this guy is running out of opponents at the moment. And the younger guys that we're looking to go, okay, is this the next guy to really, to step up and sort of get that title shot? Oh no, he fights someone else, and then he loses.
Yeah.
So Pantoja Kai Khan France is literally next month. UFC 314.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So, do you think Manel Cap gets the title shot after that then? Because if Kai Khan France wins, that opens up the division.
Yes, possibly. Yeah, I do think so. Because I've got the rankings at the moment. So Manu Cap is 6th. Kai Khan France is 4. So I think Albazi's ranked number 3, but he'll need to fight someone else.
Yeah, he lost to Moreno in his last fight.
He lost to Moreno, so maybe him versus Royval. I like
that.
Obviously, you've got the return of. I think I can't pronounce his name properly. It's a Japanese guy. Is it Horiguchi?
Horiguchi.
So Horiguchi, he's set to make his return, rumored against Asu Amabayev for UFC Azerbaijan.
Like that as well.
Due to be sort of, to be confirmed in June, where hopefully Rafael Fiziev will make his triumph, make his homecoming, probably at 145. So we can, separate video later on about who could he face for his debut. But with regards to the event as a whole, look, there's some good fights on there. Kelvin Gastelum's on the card versus Joe Pfeiffer. Like, Kelvin Gastelum's not had a finish since. Do you know Kelvin Gastelum's on the card versus
Joe Pfeiffer? Yeah, it's a tough fight for Gastelum.
Let me ask you a question, Cal.
Go for it, my bro.
When was the last time you think Kelvin Gastelum got a finish?
Got a finish? Oh, bloody hell. I know he lost to Brady. He lost to Cannonier. Oh, Gastelum. I'm gonna say Gastelum's last finish 2021.
His last finish was when he beat Michael Bisping in 2017.
Oh, you're joking. 2017.
Yeah, so he beat Ronaldo Sosa by split, lost to Izzy till Hermanson, then beat Ian Heinzschick by decision, then beat Chris Curtis by decision, and beat Daniel Rodriguez.
Curtis got robbed in that because Curtis got headbutted in the second round.
Curtis got robbed. So Gastelum's not finished someone in 8 years.
When was his last fight? Full stop.
June 2024.
When was his last win? Sorry, last win.
Last win was June 2024 against Daniel Rodriguez. Kelvin's going to be one of the biggest wastes of talent in the sense of he should have been a welterweight.
Yeah, he's too undersized for middleweight. He should have been a welterweight. If he was more disciplined, he'd have been a brilliant welterweight.
Torres versus Dober.
Oh, that's a fight, by the way. That's a fight. Yeah. That's the people's main event.
That is the people's main event. Obviously, you got Raul Rosas Jr. making his return against Vince Morales.
Good fight.
You got David Martinez versus Samon Oliveira. Another Ronaldo versus Kevin Bojas. And then see if there's anyone well known on the prelims. You've got Lupi Godin on the prelims, which will be an entertaining fight. You never know. I may or may not do a watch long. Main card starts at 11 though, so I'm in I'm working on Saturday, so whether or not I'll do it will be a different thing, but we shall see. We shall see. But it looks like a good event. Looks like a good event coming up.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. We will see. Luke, you got anything coming up on your channel over the next couple of days?
I may do a preview for UFC Fight Night for the event coming up. I'll probably do a video talking about Tom Aspinall's appearance on the Impulsive podcast. And then anything else breaking, I might cover. I might try and do a live stream this week. Because I've been doing more short videos, but I might see if I can try and get a live stream in this week.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Jay had a show today with yourself. Mike, was K-Mac on there as well?
K-Mac, and then Sarab from Born Red was on as well.
So, guys, if you haven't checked that out, that's Jamie Phillips Football Chats. Make sure you go and check out that show. I managed to catch a couple minutes of it, but I'm going to go back and watch it after this now as well. So make sure you do the same. If you haven't already as well, please do subscribe to the channel on the road to 6,000 subs. Hoping to get there by the beginning of May. So hopefully can get there sooner rather than later. Luke, always a pleasure, my bro. Thank you very much for stopping by, as always. Shout out to Jay, who couldn't make the video today as well. Big up to Jamie, as always. Go and subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to Luke's channel as well. I'll probably be back on Thursday with another live show, so please look out for that. And pleasure, people. Enough love to you all in the comments. Thanks for your input. And until we see you again, take it easy, man. How you go. Thanks for watching the Sanderson Show. Take care.